Level 1, the applicant. You fill out a form on a government website, like everyone else. No secret handshake, no recruiter in a parking garage. You go to cia.gov, click careers, and type your name into a box alongside 10,000 other people who did the same thing this month. You submit, you wait. 6 months later, an email. They want to see you in Virginia. You pay for your own flight. The building looks like a regional insurance office. Fluorescent lights, bad coffee. A man in a gray suit asks questions for 4 hours. Have you ever betrayed someone who trusted you? That one lands differently. You answer it. Your voice doesn't shake. Then comes the polygraph. Sensors on your chest, on your fingers. The machine cannot actually detect lies. You don't know that yet. You sweat anyway. 3 weeks later, a letter. Accepted into the clandestine service trainee program. No ceremony, just a letter. Level 2, the trainee camp Peary. 9,000 acres of Virginia woods. 6 months. This is your world now. The training runs inside a fictional country called Vertania. Mock embassy. Fake news channel. Real CIA surveillance officers tracking you through real Virginia towns. You practice surveillance detection routes. If they spot you, you start over. You learn flaps and seals, open an envelope, photograph the contents, reseal it so cleanly no examiner finds the breach, lock picking, safe cracking, dead drops. A chalk mark on a mailbox that means something passed. The SADRAT cycle. Spot, assess, develop, recruit, run, terminate. 6 steps for convincing a person to betray their country. You practice on role players. You get it wrong. You practice again. At 2 a.m., they knock on your door. Urgent walk-in. Simulated crisis. You make decisions half awake. The sleep interruption is deliberate. Disorientation is the curriculum. 40% of your class won't finish. One morning a bunk is stripped. No announcement, just a mattress no one mentions. You stay. Level 3, the case officer. New city. New title. New lie. Your cover is State Department. You work at a U.S. embassy. Beirut, maybe. Dubai. Nairobi. Your real job is to stand in a crowded room and decide which person hates their government enough to betray it. A defense ministry official who drinks too much. A scientist whose daughter was denied a visa. A military officer with expensive shoes and no explanation. You assess which category each fits. Money, ideology, coercion, ego. Everyone fits one. You find which one and press it slowly over months. After every contact you write a cable, encrypted, sent to Langley. Every person gets a cryptonym. The man from the ministry is no longer a name. He is a string of letters he will never know he has. You have diplomatic immunity here. If something goes wrong, they expel you. Career damage, but survivable. That protection ends at the next level. Level 4. The NOC, no diplomatic immunity. Read that again. NOC means non-official cover. To the FSB surveillance team outside your building, to the MSS watchers in the coffee shop across the street, you are a businessman. The company has real employees, real tax records, and an incorporation CIA's cover support division spent 8 months building from nothing. Your legend is total. Fake payroll, fake tax returns. You told your training classmates you were quitting the agency in frustration. Some still believe it. If you are arrested, the US government will not confirm you exist. No embassy call, no negotiation. You are processed under local law in a local prison by people who have been waiting to prove what you are. GS 13 base, 30% danger pay, language bonus for Farsi or Mandarin. The cover has to survive financial scrutiny. It looks legitimate because it has to be legitimate. At 3 a.m. in a hotel room in Tehran, you sometimes can't immediately remember which version of yourself you're supposed to be. Level 5, the paramilitary officer. They didn't take you from a classroom. They took you from a war. Special Activities Center recruits exclusively from Tier 1 military. Delta Force, SEAL Team 6, Special Forces. You arrived already carrying damage, knee deterioration, partial hearing loss from a firefight in a location redacted in your file. You know how to make decisions when the floor plan doesn't match the building. The missions don't officially happen. December 30th, 2009, Camp Chapman, Coast, Afghanistan. A Jordanian asset arrives for a meeting. He is not searched at the gate. Someone has baked him a birthday cake. He detonates a suicide vest. 7 CIA officers die. The base chief is 45, a mother of 3. The most CIA dead in a single day since Beirut, 1983. You weren't there, but you know people who were. The birthday cake is the detail that never leaves them. Level 6, the senior operations officer. You don't run operations anymore. You run the people who do. From a station desk, Kabul, Amman, Singapore, you manage a network of case officers, approve assets, sign off on operations. You are the filter between what happens on the ground and the people who decide what to do about it. But now you understand something the officers below you don't fully feel yet. Some of the assets in your network are going to get caught, not because of mistakes, because the FSB has been running a penetration operation against your station for 14 months, and nobody has found it, because an asset 3 levels up was turned 6 months ago, and that information is moving toward a conclusion you cannot see from where you sit. When an asset is burned, their file gets a notation, the operation gets a cable, the person gets nothing, their family doesn't know why they disappeared. That weight doesn't get lighter, it accumulates. Level 7, Chief of Station. You are the CIA in this country. Every operation runs through you. Every drone strike target package in your area gets your assessment before moving up the chain. You coordinate with the host nation's intelligence service, share just enough to maintain cooperation, withhold just enough to protect your own operations. You know their secrets. They know you know. Everyone pretends the arrangement is something other than mutual leverage. Last month, one of your case officers was surveilled. 12 hours to decide. Pull him and burn the entire network or wait. You waited. It stopped. The network survived. If you'd been wrong, you would have lost an officer and 6 assets who trusted you with their lives. You slept 2 hours that night. Next morning, you cabled Langley 2 words. Operations nominal. Your marriage ended during your second tour in the Middle East. Your kids know the cover story. That's all they've ever known. Level 8, the Black Site Commander. The facility doesn't have an address. The host government has been compensated. The building is unremarkable. A warehouse outside Bucharest, a compound in Stary Poland that the European Court of Human Rights will eventually confirm existed. A CIA physician is on site for every session, present to ensure the detainee survives. That is the exact boundary of his mandate. The detainees were never formally arrested, never appeared before a judge. Lawyers in Washington wrote memos arguing this is legal. The lawyers are not in this room. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed is waterboarded 183 times. A CIA medical officer cables Langley in March 2003. Clinical language, near drownings. The cap is 3 sessions per 24 hours. A physician objects to a 4th in 1 day. The objection is overruled. You sign the authorization. Some nights you cannot finish the argument that makes you one of the good guys. Level 9. The Division Director. You are back at Langley. 140 stars on the memorial wall. 32 have no name beside them. Even in death, identities remain classified. Once a year, in a room with appropriate clearances, all 140 names are read aloud. It is the only moment those names exist outside a vault. You brief the president in the Situation Room. You testify to the Senate Intelligence Committee. Careful language, calibrated omissions, the performance of transparency from a man whose career is structured opacity. Aldrich Ames sold CIA assets to the KGB for $4.6 million. 9 years, at least 10 people executed. Their names are in the wall. Some of them are among the 32 with no name beside their star. When someone says his name at Langley, which almost no one does, the silence lasts longer than the sentence. You are not Ames, but 25 years of telling lies in service of the truth leaves certain things structurally loose. You feel those loose things now in ways you couldn't before. Level 10, the Ghost. A small conference room. 50 people. A distinguished intelligence medal you cannot display, cannot describe, cannot reference in any document that leaves a vault. 30 years. Your son found out what you did when he was 15. Stunned. Then disappointed. You didn't carry a gun most of the time. No glamorous enemy operatives. Your phone was just a phone. 30 years, received by a teenager as something close to betrayal. At 3 a.m., you walk the perimeter of your house. Check the locks, the driveway, the street. Nothing is there. Nothing has been there for years, but the motion is carved into you. It doesn't turn off. No public record. No verifiable resume entry. No medal on any wall anyone will ever see. You know exactly where this ends. The conference room. The 50 people. The 3 a.m. check that will run until your last night on Earth. Right now, a form is loading on someone's laptop. 23 years old. A vague, burning idea that they want to do something that matters. They type their name. They will wait 6 months for an email. They will fly to Virginia on their own dime. They will sweat through a polygraph in a gray room. They have no idea what it costs. That has always been the first requirement.